Welcome into the Spartan Newsroom. I'm Bradley Merlo, joined by Zach Skrow. Zach, how are you?
I'm doing great. Ready to talk some football.
Let's get into it. The Michigan State football team had two strong victories to start the year, and coming off an early bye week, the Spartans hosted Notre Dame last Saturday. The Spartans won this game last year in South Bend, putting up 36 points in that victory, but the Irish offense was on fire from the first drive of the game. Quarterback Brandon Wimbush calls his own number and takes it in for the opening touchdown. Later in the first, after a Brian Lewerke pick six, he would bounce back, throws this ball to Darrell Stewart Jr., who hauls it in for the touchdown. Spartans cut it to 14-7. In the second, MSU down 21-7. L.J. Scott takes the handoff and explodes through the defense. He punches in for the touchdown, but look, he fumbles on the play just before crossing the goal line, and Notre Dame comes up with the ball. It's a touchback, and the Irish regain control. They storm down the field in under 2 minutes, and Dexter Williams runs it in for the score, makes it 28-7 Irish at halftime. And MSU had nothing to give in the second half. Notre Dame rolls to the 38-18 blowout victory over the Spartans.
This was an out-of-conference game, so our focus is on the Big Ten Conference. It would have been anyway, so we're going to live and learn a little bit, young players sometimes, and we're going to make some mistakes, but we've got to be able to overcome those mistakes.
Even with the loss, we're gonna be better from this, and all the mistakes, we're gonna learn from them. So I think that's a positive. Looking back on it, it's not good now, just knowing we lost, but I think we'll be better for it.
So what are some of your biggest takeaways from that frustrating loss on Saturday?
Well, the Spartans were able to put up a lot of impressive stats, but they're still a young team and weren't able to execute on big plays like we saw in that clip with L.J. Scott. Unfortunately, Notre Dame was able to capitalize, and that's what led to that big win.
And is there a bigger concern right now with the offense or the defense going forward?
I'd say the offense is what the Spartans need to focus on the most. They weren't able to capitalize. Ball security was a big problem, and getting the ball out of the pocket in a short amount of time was a big problem as well.
And they'll have an opportunity to redeem themselves against the Hawkeyes this Saturday. Head coach Mark D'Antonio spoke on that.
We've had great games versus Iowa, I think, in the past. Really the last game, 2015 game and the championship game, which was exciting. I think with Iowa, you get what you see. What you've experienced in the past is genuinely going to be what you get. Fundamentally very sound offensively and defensively, special teams, and be a challenge.
You heard Coach's thoughts. What are the keys to Michigan State getting back on track this Saturday?
Well, these are two really talented teams coming off big losses, so both are going to be looking to come out firing at each other. But the Spartans really need to focus on their discipline. They had 9 penalties and 3 turnovers, which were huge in that loss.
That'll be a 4 p.m. kickoff. We'll stay tuned. Thanks for the insight, Zach. The MSU volleyball team hit the hardwood this past weekend, completing a sweep over the #1 Minnesota Gophers on their home floor 3-0. The team improved to 9-2 overall and 2-0 in Big Ten play. The Spartans began the weekend with an upset win over #5 Wisconsin before the huge victory against Minnesota. Head coach Kathy George talked about the exciting weekend for her team.
Very pleased with our team and bouncing back after the previous weekend and getting themselves kind of on target to get into that game. That was a hostile environment. Both crowds were sellouts, and it was a great opportunity for our team to get in there and do some damage.
The Spartans now welcome Maryland this Friday to Jennison Fieldhouse. Now over to golf, where the women's team hosted the Mary Fossum Invitational at Forest Acres Golf Course. The ladies finished first in the tournament, shooting a record 5 under par. Senior Sainer Burnham led the way, posting a 6 under mark. For Burnham, it was her 3rd career tournament win and first since the Sugar Bowl Intercollegiate in 2016. Head coach Stacy Slobonik-Stoll was thrilled for Burnham, who finally won in the Invitational.
It's just a great feeling to win at home, to have the community support, and also then to win for Mary, my coach, and who began this program a long time ago at the beginnings of Title IX. So just a great feeling to win here.
The Spartans will be back in action October 2nd and 3rd in the Windy City. The MSU men's soccer team is having a fantastic season so far, and they went into a huge matchup against #3 Maryland Friday night. There was a record-setting 4,678 fans who packed Martin Stadium under the lights. Maryland on the attack, but look at this incredible one-handed save by Michigan State goalkeeper Jimmy Hay. Keeps the game alive for the Spartans. Later in regulation, MSU driving. Deion Jones gets the pass in the box and delivers an excellent strike. Nice save by goalkeeper Dane St. Clair. The game would go into 2 overtimes, but after 110 minutes of play, it was still 0-0. And that was all from DeMartin. Both teams earned a well-deserved point. MSU moved up to number 4 in the rankings following the game.
The amount of different teams at Michigan State that came out of, basically, if a team was in town from Michigan State, baseball team, rowing team, the basketball team was there. Although that was special, it just reinforces what kind of special athletic department we have, and we were very fortunate just to be a piece of that.
One final note, the MSU field hockey team went into Columbus on Sunday and defeated Ohio State in a shootout. The 2-1 win puts them at 6-5 on the year. This was your sports update. I'm Bradley Merlo. Thanks for watching.